guys, or as we say in Thailand, Sawadee ka. Yes, that's right, I'm back. I know it has been 2 months since I last posted a video and I do apologise, but I'm sure you guys didn't miss me that much. Anyway, I'm back. Like I said in my first video, I went to Thailand for a month. I've been back about a week now. Kind of depressing to be back in the UK, especially as I've been in 35 to 38 degree heat every single day for a month. It's been amazing. I don't really have much of a tan to prove it. It sort of disappeared as soon as I stepped off the plane. I did say that I was going to vlog whilst I was out there, but I did not have the time. I do apologise once again. I didn't even bring back that many videos, mainly photos. I have been up from 9 AM every day until about 4 or 5 in the morning, so I have had no time to sit down and chill out. I've been working, partying, you know, having fun basically. Like I said, I've got a couple of photos that I will show you. I will show you at some point later on in this video, but first I'm going to tell you about everything else basically. I could go into detail about every single day, except I will probably be here until tomorrow, so I'm gonna keep it interesting and only tell you about the things that are a once in a lifetime experience. Sort of. Why did I go to Thailand? I went to Thailand because I've always wanted to do a little bit of travelling. However, I never thought that I'd actually go. And Thailand seemed to be one of the most popular trips from this company that I went through. They're called Real Gap, based in Brighton, and they're absolutely amazing. The tour guides were fantastic, the accommodation was basic. Obviously we weren't staying in luxury 5-star hotels, they were hostels and 3 2-star hotels, but it was a pretty good experience. It was something different. And I have had friends that have done this trip before and they said it was definitely worth doing, and I can safely say that I recommend it. It was fantastic. It was a bit of a culture shock, definitely. Asia's quite different, but I'm glad I did it. So, me and my friend Jess headed out on Friday the 20th of February. I met Jess on Facebook. She contacted me because she was doing the exact same trip as I was, and it was nice to get to know someone before I went. So we decided to go together from Gatwick. We flew with Emirates, which are an amazing airline. Seriously, I was quite impressed. However, the first flight was not that fun. We had ridiculous turbulence. And I'm talking, we thought the plane was going to crash. All of a sudden, the seatbelt signs go on whilst we're having our meal, and the captain asks the cabin crew to take a seat. So we're like, okay, they're mid-serving us our meals, right? So they sit down, and then all of a sudden we start shaking quite badly, to the point we're holding onto our trays and our drinks, and then all of a sudden we just drop out of the sky quite a significant amount. There were screams. The baggage out of the overhead compartments fell out. Everyone was panicking. We were just waiting for the oxygen masks to come down, thinking that we were going to have to take an emergency landing. But no, it was just really bad turbulence. I found it quite funny. I don't know why. It's really bad, but I started laughing. I thought it was hilarious, just how everyone was screaming and panicking. Just over a little bit of turbulence. Just a little. It was really scary. Bearing in mind we had another 4 hours to go. Everyone was panicking, and luckily for the rest of the flight it wasn't too bad. However, we did have to stay in our seats for the whole journey. Every time someone got up to go to the toilet, which is very understandable, within 4 hours, the cabin crew would be like, "Sit down, sir. If they need the toilet, they need the toilet." But it was, it was one hell of a scary flight. The guy sitting next to me was a DJ. I thought he was like an amateur DJ. It turns out his name is Third Party. I looked him up when I got to Thailand, and he's got quite a lot of followers on Twitter. I thought literally he was just an amateur DJ, just travelling to Dubai, you know, do a few gigs, but he's toured with Swedish House Mafia, Steve Angelo, Why did I not know this when I was sitting next to him? But he said he'd been travelling. He said that he'd been on about 200 planes in the last year, and not a single one was as bad as that flight, which made me and Jess feel better. Not. Why say that? Anyway, we survived the flight, we landed in Dubai, we then get on the next plane to Bangkok, which was another 6 hours, and jet lag hit us pretty bad. Thailand is 7 hours ahead, so when we arrived it was 7:30 in the morning in Thailand, but it would have been 12:30 at night here. Therefore I was ready to go to bed, except no, we couldn't, because it was a brand new day in Thailand. So for the first couple of days I felt pretty crap. I was jet lagged, I felt sick, and it was such a culture shock, especially where we were staying. We were staying in this horrible hostel, and I literally called my dad straight away and cried on the phone whilst asking him to book me an immediate flight home. At that moment in time I thought, you know what, travelling is not for me, I don't want to be here, it's horrible. Bangkok is not a nice place. It's dirty, it's full of... it's overcrowded, let's just say, overpopulated, and I just didn't feel safe and I wanted to come home. But there's my boyfriend telling me to man up. Not many people get this experience in life, which is true. I felt kind of bad, but there's my dad saying, okay, we'll get you on the next flight home if you really want to come home. But it was horrible when I first got there. I cried every single night for the first few days, and I just felt like I wasn't ready. I didn't want to be there. But I'm glad to say that I survived the 4 weeks. We were only in Bangkok for a few days when we first got there, and then we moved to a quieter town, which was so much nicer. And I actually began to start enjoying myself whilst I was there. We moved to the next town, which was called Sanglaburi, and that's where we did our volunteer work. We volunteered working with children in a nursery, and it was hard work. Looking after a child all day, 24/7, is just... how do people do it? I do love kids, I teach kids, but in a nursery where they don't speak English, they're about 3-4 years old, they don't get to see many people because they live in such a small town, it was like... the children would not leave you alone. You couldn't even sit down and have a glass of water. They were on it 24/7, but we thought if we give them a camera, a selfie stick and an iPhone, they'll be happy. And to know what they were, it was incredible. We could just sit down. They were so infatuated with these cameras because obviously Thailand is quite a poor country. So getting up the front camera on your iPhone, they were loving it. They were taking selfies. I will show you a couple of pictures of me with the kids. They're such little posers. I thought I was a poser, but no, these kids were absolutely loving it. We did feel bad taking the cameras and the phones back, but you know, anything to keep them entertained for a few days. Each kid assigned themselves to you. So when I got out of the truck on my first day, this little kid comes running up to me, she jumps on me and I'm like, oh, okay. And she wouldn't let me put her down for the whole 2 days that we were there. She made me carry her to the river, and she was like the tallest of the bunch. My hips were killing me the next day. Oh my god. I felt like I had a child. Like my own child for 2 days. And by the end of it, we all looked at each other and we just said, you know what? When we're parents, we are getting nannies. Because this shit is hard. It is. It's hard to keep them entertained for so long. It's like, what do? We just give them a colouring book? Just leave them to it? No, they seem to have wanted our attention quite a lot. So it was fun, don't get me wrong. And then the other part of the volunteer work was rendering and cementing a wall, which I was actually not cut out for, and especially in 40-degree heat, it was hard labour. No, the boys can do that. The girls, we just literally milked it. We did a couple of bits here and there, and we just thought, you know, it was so hot. Stood in the little shelter for just most of the time while we left the boys to it. But yeah, I think I'd rather choose the children over the rendering the wall, cementing any day. And it was sad to leave them, knowing that we wouldn't see them again. And we didn't really get to say goodbye. The teacher didn't want to tell the kids that we were leaving because some of the kids would have been quite upset. But it was hard to leave them, especially because they were quite poor. My child in particular, she wore the same clothes for both of the 2 days that I was there, and I felt like I wanted to buy her a new wardrobe, but there wasn't really anywhere around the town to buy any clothes for kids. Like I said, it was a really small town. We literally had a pharmacy and a supermarket and a couple of stores here and there, and that was about it. We were there for a good 10 days. It was a really nice town with a beautiful lake, which we jumped straight into when we got there because it was so hot. We didn't care how dirty the water was. But yeah, after Sanghaburi, we actually went trekking. It was supposed to be 2 days, but we went for a day because we had had enough of it. We walked for 10 miles on the first day, and by the end of it we were like, do you know what? Screw this tomorrow. We just want to chill out. So our tour guide had no option but to let us have the day off. About 3 minutes into the trekking, stupid little old me, I managed to get a thorn stuck in my thumb. And it wasn't until when the tour guide pulled it out that it was like 3-4 centimetres long. And I still have a little blister. But trust it to be me. Literally as soon as we begin trekking, oops. And about 2 hours into the trek, we were coming down a really steep hill. And I slipped and I fell on top of my friend Charlotte, who then fell towards the tour guide, which was quite embarrassing. But I screamed and everyone was laughing, and I will never go trekking again. Moving on to Kanchanaburi. Now, Kanchanaburi was like a city, although our hotel was kind of like in the middle of nowhere, so we had to take a taxi like 20 minutes to the city every single day if we wanted to go out. Kanchanaburi is where we did the elephants volunteering work. Seeing an elephant up close was like, whoa. But then getting to wash it, feed it, and just play with them, oh my god. I got to sit on one for a good 10 minutes. It is cruel to ride an elephant, so they didn't let us walk with them. So we just sat on them when they were in the water. They were spraying us, they were having a great time, and it was a fascinating day. After Kanchanaburi, we then took a 13-hour coach journey. My god, that was long. To Koh Phangan, which is where the beaches were at, and we had an amazing time. The whole week was a free week to do whatever we wanted, so we were up till 5 in the morning going to beach parties, the half moon party. Thailand is famous for its half moon / full moon / black moon parties, and we got to experience the half moon party, which was in a jungle. We put on UV paint, dressed up, flowers in our hair, and it was definitely an experience. A party in the jungle with a load of random drunk, druggy people. We all stayed together. There were 19 of us in our group, so we formed like a little family. It was really cute, and we had a fantastic time. Except my roommate passed out and had to get taken home. That was not fun. I felt like I was kind of responsible, and I didn't really look after her. And then my tour guide came running up to me and was like, Lauren, Charlotte's gone home, she's really sick, she's passed out. And I thought, do you know what, she's not going to ruin my night. I'm going to stay here and I'll go and see her later on. And when I got back to the room at like 5 AM, she was passed out asleep. And the next morning she couldn't remember how she got there. So, you know, go hard or go home. In her case, she went home. I didn't get in that state, but I did have a lot of fun, a lot of drinking, and then recovering on the beaches every day with a horrible hangover. It was crazy. I do miss it. I miss having a tan. I did get really tanned. You wouldn't be able to tell because I'm quite pale at the moment, but I will show you a photo to prove how tanned I was. There's me with my 26 kg suitcase, and then I see everyone else with 15 kg backpacks. So I was kind of like the diva of the group when I first got there. I packed everything but the kitchen sink, literally. I had everything. I always go prepared. But I don't know how everyone did it. Like some people lived off like a couple of pairs of t-shirts and shorts every day, and I was just like, really? I had an outfit for every single day of the month that I was there, which I lesson learned, to be honest, I didn't really need. So next time I will definitely take a backpack. They are worth investing in, especially as I had to drag my suitcase everywhere, up 4 flights of stairs for every bloody hotel we went to. It was a nightmare, but it made it home in one piece with a slight hole in it. But yeah, if I ever go travelling, I will never take a suitcase again. Backpack all the way. That is one tip that I will give you, because I did regret taking a giant suitcase. That's it from me for now. I probably bored you to death, but if you do ever get the chance to go travelling, do it. And Thailand, I would say, definitely, it's a new experience. Just be careful in Bangkok, because Bangkok was... Here, I'm going to show you a couple of photos from my trip, just to bore you, you know. I hope you enjoy them. Darling, hold my hand. Oh, won't you hold my hand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk on my own anymore. Won't you understand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk alone. I'm ready for this. There's no denying. I'm ready for this. You stop me falling. I'm ready for this. I need you holding. I'm ready for this. So darling, hold my hand. Don't wanna know that feeling when I'm all alone. So please don't make me wait.